Welcome to English Podcasts. Relax and enjoy your listening practice.
Have you ever noticed how quickly we trust a number when it appears on a screen? Well, I was thinking about that after reading about a strange little experiment where people put a smartwatch around a piece of fruit, like a banana or a kiwi, and the watch sometimes showed a heart rate as if the fruit was quietly alive on the kitchen table. Of course, a banana does not have a heartbeat, and that is exactly what makes the story so interesting. Most smartwatches measure heart rate using a method called photoplethysmography, or PPG, which means they shine light into your skin and measure how that light changes when blood moves through tiny vessels in your wrist. When your heart beats, the amount of blood changes slightly, and the watch reads those changes as a pulse. But when you put the same sensor on fruit, the device does not suddenly understand that it is touching a banana. It still does what it was designed to do. It shines light, receives reflected light, and lets an algorithm search for patterns. Small movements, texture, moisture, pressure, or random changes in reflected light can sometimes look enough like a rhythm that the watch gives a number. In one example, a banana showed a pulse-like reading, while other fruits gave different numbers, and one tomato gave no reading at all. And, I think the deeper lesson here is not that smartwatches are useless. Actually, it is almost the opposite. It reminds us that technology can be powerful and still limited, helpful and still imperfect. These devices work best when the situation matches what they were built for: a human wrist, real blood flow, and reasonably stable contact. So maybe the banana with a heart rate is funny, but it is also a quiet reminder that data is not the same as truth. A number can look confident, clean, and scientific, but we still need context, common sense, and a little human judgment before we decide what it really means. I think this matters even more because we now use wearable devices for very personal decisions, like checking our sleep, stress, exercise, and sometimes even early signs that something might be wrong with our health. These numbers can encourage us to move more, rest better, or notice patterns we would normally ignore. And that is genuinely useful. But at the same time, they can also make us anxious when we forget that a sensor is not a doctor and a measurement is not a full diagnosis. So, the healthiest relationship with this kind of technology is probably a balanced one. We can listen to the data, but we should not let it completely replace the way we listen to our own bodies.